Hi everybody, my name is Alex Paquette. I am from Milford, Delaware, and the reason I chose University of Delaware is because it is only an hour away from my home, which allows for me and my family to travel back and forth a lot easier than if I traveled away to another college. Plus, I like the school a lot better than any other college I can think of. I am a senior this year. However, I just changed my major to English education. So technically, I'm only a fourth year student because I have 2 more years to go, which is okay because it allows me to be baby blue for 2 more years. I would like to be an English teacher for my original high school in Milford. I loved being around the staff members when I was growing up, and it'd be nice to go back and continue to get to know them further as a staff member myself. Um, the audition process for becoming a mascot was very interesting. It was scary at first because I did not know quite what I was walking into. I had researched online what the process was like because some student had done an interview before with them to ask what it was about. So I kind of prepared myself a little bit. But when I got in there and the judges were sitting there and they said, okay, well, dance for us, that was no problem because I have danced for 15 years. So I was able to jump right in and do anything that I could think of. But when it came to improvisation, that was a little bit different. I'm not used to grabbing objects and saying, okay, take a water noodle and use it for something other than what a water noodle is used for. So that kind of intimidated me a bit because I was not expecting to come up with things on my feet quite so quickly, but I guess that is what a mascot does, so I've gotten a lot better with it. When I finally got into costume, that was a little bit more scary because I got to see people coming out of the process themselves as I'm getting in costume. And they were breathing heavily, and they were just like, wow, that's such a rush. But it was so scary to have the judges watch your every single move and make sure you weren't breathing so heavily. But it kind of scared me a bit. However, one of the returning mascots helped me get into costume, and she gave me an ease and told me everything would be okay. And when I got there, it was just like it was a rush of adrenaline. It was just so much fun to dance and do everything in costume, see what it felt like to be able to move with big shoes on, because normally I would have ballet slippers on or something like that. And then I was a little bit more prepared for the improvisation the second time around. I kind of thought in my head the night before, okay, so if I was given a baseball bat, what could I use that for? Or a jump rope, what could I use that for instead, other than jumping rope? So I was a little bit more prepared. And then when it came to coming up with a skit myself, surprisingly, that was kind of a little bit easy. I had been an original English creative writing major, so coming up with something creative like that was so easy for me to do. I came up with the idea of school's out and just kind of made it so that in the beginning, failing classes, it was so hard, and then by the end, getting an A+ in class after doing the hard work and punching through it to the Alice Cooper School's Out song, which was a lot of fun. And then I I enjoyed meeting the returning mascots. I didn't realize it until the end, but I did know one originally, and I said hi to him. He came back and told me that I had done really good when I was in a costume, so I was very, very confident that I had a good shot. And then when I had the third process of the interviews was just sitting down and talking with Sharon and her telling me what was going to go on, how many events we would have to do, all the camp and all the football games. It just didn't faze me. I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my efforts to it, and my school will come right next to it. I had no worries for it. So the audition process was just very much a learning experience to get used to the costume. For me, obviously. And then the reason I chose to be a mascot was because I found out this past year when I was going to the football games, I found myself not staring at watching the game as much. I would look at the mascots more often. I was looking at Baby Blue, seeing how short she was. And it kind of made me think, oh, well, I wonder how tall that person is to be able to do that. She has great dance skills, which I have, and she is able to perform well, which I did theater for so many years, so I thought that'd be cool to think of the stands and the stadium as a stage, so I thought that'd be really cool to think about. And then when I finally realized you had to be 4'11" and under to be Baby Blue, I got very excited because for so many years I had told myself, okay, I'm 5 foot. I just want to say I'm 5 foot to be normal, but I'm actually not. I'm okay with saying that I'm 4'11" because it allows me to be a mascot. It is a great feeling to be like, I'm proud to be 4'11" now. It means everything to be a mascot right now. I just feel like it's becoming my whole world. I see how much dedication they put into it, and I just feel as the time is progressing on and we have our new game coming up, very first game, which is kind of scary, but I feel like my passion for it is beginning to grow a little bit more each day that I become further into the program. So I feel like it just means everything right now, along as high as school. It's just such a passion for it. I believe mascots are really important because they get people hyped up, they get all the crowds just excited with energy, and I've seen that when the mascots are getting the crowds to cheer and rant and everything, just having them yell and shout, it boosts up the football players' confidence and they play a little bit better, which is kind of cool because I know cheerleaders used to do that back in high school, but now to see how much the mascots, cheerleaders, and dance team work together to be able to get the spirit of the student section and the fans raised up higher, it allows for the football players to play an awful lot better. And it's very just cool to think about that and how much they appreciate that. Like I said, they do affect a huge outcome for the games. It allows the football players to play better. I also do have a boyfriend. I had just met him maybe about 5 months ago. I met him through my old roommate, who is still my best friend. We had a Halloween dance party, and he had shown up, and we had no communication until he finally friend requested me on Facebook and just asked me if I was my roommate's roommate, if that's the way to put it. And I said yes, and we started talking and found out we had a lot more in common than we had thought about. So it was kind of cool to say, yeah, Facebook's not all that great, but yet it brought him and I closer together, so I do appreciate it very much. He's such a great guy, and he supports me in this mascot 100%. I remember him texting me and telling me, you've got this, don't worry about the audition, you say you did bad, but I'm pretty sure you did amazing, you just are psyching yourself out. So he is great motivation and support for me through this, and I cherish that very much. Going on to the next question of the interviews, partying in a suit. I have not done that, and I don't plan to do that. I feel like going to a party that is not an event in the mascot suit is a big no-no, so I will say no to that one. And the reason I think that you guys should choose me, I feel like I have something different to bring to the team because I have danced for 15 years. I have done ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, a little bit of everything. I can bring that to the team that no one else has that experience for. And I also did theater for so many years, so I feel like when I'm going to get out there for that very first football game, I'm just going to see the stadium as a stage. It's going to be my stage now. And as a performer at ballet, I'm used to being on stage as well for that. So I can't think of anything better to put it as. And also, being as a creative thinker, because it used to be my major, I feel like I can bring very good ideas to the skits for nationals and having song ideas, and then bring up a song and be like, okay, well, we can do this to a skit. So I think it will be very fun to be able to choose me, and I can spice up the mascots a little bit, I feel like, which is also allows to be unique about me. I feel very different. I mean, I don't feel like the same baby blue as Abby and Rochelle, and I am technically, in height-wise, the shortest baby blue, so it's kind of interesting and cool to be like, I'm the shortest baby blue, and I'm one of the shortest college students, and I'm 21, so, I mean, I'm okay with it. I really don't mind being short anymore, and I feel like if my life was to be watched from college point of view and a mascot point of view, I think people would start to see that being short is nothing different. We're not 12 years old walking around at college campus. We just have a different lifestyle and we happen to look up at people, but we cherish the size that we are, and as I said, it has allowed me to be in this wonderful position to be a mascot. So I couldn't think of anything better to sound like I have a unique lifestyle. So I hope that you guys pick UD. I love this school more than anything, and I'm very kind of disappointed that I have to stay here for 2 more years, but then again, it is just overruled with the fact that I have a chance to be a mascot for 2 years. What better idea could that be? What kind of better experience could that be? So I think that our team is very unique, and I feel like I am one of those unique mascots. So I hope you guys pick University of Delaware. Thank you.